The Wedding Ringer.
The Wedding Ringer.
Another...
Not the wedding singer.
Not the
wedding crashers.
Planner.
Not the wedding planner, but the wedding ringer.
What other wedding films are there still to have? The Wedding Dance?
Hopefully after this...
Wedding Cake?
After this, no more wedding films.
This
is the wedding film to end all wedding films, and not in a good way, in basically the worst imaginable way possible.
Oh, really?
This is a vehicle for a comedian called Kevin Hart, and this may just be me being tragically out of touch, but I believe he's much more popular in America than he is over here.
I like to watch Jimmy Fallon and a lot of the American talk shows, so he's on them a lot, so I've seen him quite a lot.
So he plays a best man for hire. You know, the conceit of the film, a lot like I Love You Man with Jason Segel and Paul Rudd from a few years ago. Paul Rudd playing this slightly sad workaholic who doesn't have any real friends, you know, no one that he knows well enough to ask to be his best man. Mm-hmm. Now, that film imagined it as, well, he has to go out and make a new friend. But this film kind of monetises it, and it says, OK, well, if men don't have any people to ask to be their best man, surely there's a business opportunity here. So Kevin Hart plays this guy who is able to sell various packages to lonely grooms-to-be in order to give them the wedding day of their dreams. And here's a clip of him giving the sales pitch.
All right, well, let's go over some of my packages. If you're looking for a basic single wing ring man, that's where I'm your best man. I attend your wedding for the full day.
Okay.
If you need something a little more involved, where I participate in all the festivities for the weekend, then you're talking about a bronze bow tie. Now, if you got real problems, what you need is a silver cufflink. Now, that includes everything in the bronze bow tie, plus an additional 3 groomsmen to balance out the bridesmaids. And for extra $1,000, I throw you a bachelor party to your liking. How you looking on groomsmen?
Not good at all.
Not good as in you need 1 or 2?
I need 7.
You need seven groomsmen?
I do.
You have any idea what you're asking for? You're asking me to pull off a golden tux.
Yes, see, I don't see that on this pamphlet here.
It's not on the pamphlet, because what you're talking about is what we joke about around here. That's a laugh. Hey, we should try to do a golden tux. Too many moving parts. Too many things can go wrong. No.
But there's a name for it.
There's also a name for a horse with a horn on his head. It's called a unicorn. Don't mean I can get you one.
Wow, now is that a sarcastic laugh or what? I mean, my word, that's honestly about as funny as it gets. If you recognised the voice of the customer there, it's an actor called Josh Gad, who is best known for playing, of course, doing the voice of Olaf, the snowman in Frozen. And he plays this workaholic who is engaged to a woman whose defining characteristic for most of the film is that she's attractive, more attractive than him. And he's kind of, he's punching above his weight. And so he is desperate to give her the wedding of her dreams as well as his. The opening scene has him ringing up people from his past school days, university days, desperately trying to ask them to be the best man. And this is the film in miniature. It doesn't have enough confidence that these conversations are funny enough in and of themselves. So at the end of it, when you're kind of not laughing, he just, for no reason, walks over and sits on his desk, which is made of glass, and the desk shatters and he falls on the ground and hurts himself. And this is, throughout the film, you have these kind of like scattered, croutons of comedic awfulness, these terrible injuries and slapstick incidents, just to kind of remind you, oh yeah, you're watching a film. The dialogue isn't very funny, but oh look, someone's just really hurt themselves. So, let's keep laughing. So it kind of starts off on a bad foot and gets worse. What's fascinating about this film is that it is completely shameless in the way that it borrows from I Love You Man and from Wedding Crashers and from Wedding Singer, all of these movies that were around a long time before it. Particularly Wedding Crashers, I have to say. You have this idea that Kevin Hart is given this false identity, Bick Mitchum, who's a military priest who is this kind of invented friend of Josh Gad's character. And he's brought along to join this family for the wedding, the run-up to the wedding, the parties and the various functions and the stag weekend. And that is basically Wedding Crashers in a nutshell. They have this kind of super competitive game of American football out in the garden, just like Wedding Crashers. And there's a sister who gets a bit suspicious, like the Rachel McAdams character in Wedding Crashers. Doubly weirdly, they have cast Olivia Thirlby as this character and kind of made her up and dressed her as much as possible to look like Rachel McAdams, as if they're trying to trick you into thinking that you're watching Wedding Crashers.
They actually think you're watching another time travel film. That's
it's like you've gone back in time 15 years and are watching a different terrible film. And it's just totally shameless about it. The problem is as well, of course, the deception at the heart of this story, the trickery about having this guy on and pretending that he's a great friend when he's not, is a fairly despicable thing to do. So in order to keep you on side with Kevin Hart's character and with Josh Gad's character, is they have to then make his bride-to-be's family and the bride-to-be herself completely repugnant, so that, if you're going to side with anyone, you're still siding with these two guys. And that gets incredibly wearing. The father of the bride is incredibly kind of racist, homophobic, sexist banter all the time. And the film really wants to have its cake and eat it on this front. He's the old guy, so he's allowed to talk like this. But let's have a little laugh at it at the same time. It's totally kind of bereft of any value or worth at all. I just loathe this.
What wedding film do you want to see next? The Wedding?
The Wedding, nothing. The Wedding cancelled.
Wedding's over.